Batista with the catch! Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life! Hand down, man down.
Yeah, I can see how disrespectful he's being right now.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt.
Yeah, that's a technical.
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome back to The Bounce, brought to you proudly by Bite Size Sports. I am Kev. With me, as always, is the one and only James Schmeitz, who I'm going to go ahead and apologize for already. You can see he's got that Cornhuskers gear on. He's a little preoccupied. We're so glad that you're able to take some time with us, James. How they doing? How are you doing over there?
They are down 3-0 in the second and the first half, so their new offense is not much of an offense right now. Also of note, as you can see by my tagline here, Nebraska is the epicenter of the universe. They broke the world record last night for attendance at a women's sporting event when they put the Nebraska volleyball team in the stadium. Had 92,003 people. So shout out the home state right now. They're doing great things.
That was so impressive. Yeah, you know what? That can be our good little intro segment. I know this is, of course, the Bounce Bite-Size Sports flagship NBA program. So welcome to all of our viewers. Get your comments in below. We've got the Run a Show running there on the bottom. Get your questions in. Get your thoughts below. But before we get to all of that, we'd be remiss. It's not like we have a programs for this that we could talk about it.
Yeah.
So, James, tell us a little bit more about. I saw some footage. Was that in the football stadium that they packed?
They did it in the football stadium last night because football's on the road. They called it Nebraska Day. So Nebraska's a hotbed for volleyball talent. Their volleyball team has sold out like 300 and some straight games in the 9,000 seat arena. So they did a thing. There was two matches. There was two D2 I don't know what Wayne State is, but Wayne State played UNK, which is Nebraska Kearney. They're smaller schools, and then the two Division I public schools, University of Nebraska Lincoln played the University of Nebraska Omaha, but they put it in the stadium, and we're trying to break the world record. And the stadium holds like 85, and they were able to put 7 on the ground, and just a wild deal entirely. And Nebraska's volleyball team is a powerhouse. They've won multiple national titles in the last 10 years.
Nice. So that was so
wild
cool.
Deal.
So freaking cool. Welcome. What's up, John? Bite-Size Vikes.
Hey, oh my God, he is probably a Minnesota Gopher, isn't he? That's
yeah, that's fair. But I would be remiss if I didn't take this time to mention that Bite-Size Vikes, along with Bite-Size Titans and Bite-Size Colts and several other NFL specific podcasts are coming your way in a matter of days at this point. The network launches any day now, and all of our teams, I'm sure that the shows will have their own days for when they release, but guys, be ready. Oh, and we have another dear friend, Justin. You are going to be very happy today because we took some of your comments from last night and banking on hoping that you would be here. I do have some Philadelphia 76ers topics, maybe even a bonus topic, one that I told James. It's not even on the ticker down there because I said, James, I got this other one. We might talk about it. It depends on if Justin Herbert is here or not. So he's here. We're going to tack it on at the back of the end. And let's go. He says right here, tell you, bro, I'm going to join Bite Size. Hey,
come on down.
I know the guy you need to talk to. So you know what? I'm taking my talents to Bite Size. Let's go. Hey, our wrestling podcast needs a co-host. That's all I'm saying. If you know anything about baseball, but bring it on. Hey, we do not have a Chargers team specific podcast in our NFL network. We don't have it. We need it. So Justin, get at me, man. James, any final thoughts on that awesome Nebraska situation and the not as awesome football game before we dive into our pack show?
The football game's tied. It's 3-0 right now. Minnesota just missed a 54-yarder. We got a barn burner out there, Johnny boy, barn burner. The deal last night's just awesome. Like to see that kind of support and people rally behind something like that, and those volleyball players did the tunnel walk, which the football players do every game, and to see John Cook's a legendary coach up there, to see him do it and how emotional he was after the game, because it was just an idea. And he's like, I don't know if this will actually work, but it just went wild. So it's pretty awesome.
It was phenomenal to see. I was thoroughly impressed. And I was a baseball go.
Always the Owls.
Okay. It was always, he said he was joining and calm down, you Husker.
With the corn emoji. He knows where it's at.
Oh man, that is awesome. Well, who probably he wants some Willie Green takes. I like that. Oh, I love it.
They're commenting from different sites. We got to shoot that one up there for him. Justin, he's wanting to know you get your Willie Green takes.
Oh yeah, that is fun. Yeah, so we will have
comment from different sites. So.
We will help get your conversation going, fellas. That is awesome. Just a reminder, all of you watching Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, you can say hi to us too. Get your questions in. The only place you really can't do it is Twitter, because unfortunately, if I just sat here and looked at my phone to see what you were tweeting at me, it wouldn't be a great show. So someday soon, as we build our staff, we will make sure we have an intern checking the tweets. But we do appreciate you, Twitter voters. We are Twitter voters. I appreciate all the voters, but Twitter viewers, I appreciate just as much because we are getting a few more views on that side. So Giannis Antetokounmpo has made some comments recently that have a lot of people talking about whether or not he's going to be there for the long term. And for the record, bite-sized Vikes, Justin loves Willie Green. All right. Him and John Simmons were key players and that's true. All right. I can vouch for that. John Simmons was also a bucket. A lot of people forget how good John Simmons could be really in little sprints there. So yeah, but back to Giannis. What are your thoughts here, James?
Now,
is this a real trade request, or is this just like go get me some talent? What are your thoughts here?
Did he actually say anything, or like I saw the clip you sent me? Did he say something, or is it actually just rumors?
Well, is the clip you're referring to
the Roger Sherman clip?
Okay, so I will work on getting that pulled up. I love any opportunity to plug my own Twitter account. So yeah, we'll get that pulled up here. I believe help us out here in the chat. I believe there was some conference questions basically where he said he wants to win, whether it's here or elsewhere. I don't know that there was anything said that was stronger than that. That to my knowledge was about as bad as it got. So let's check the Richard Sherman video. I'm getting that queued up for us here. So because that will also tie into our next topic pretty well.
My thought is, I guess where there's smoke, there's fire. So they came from somewhere. Do I think he's leaving? No. Do I think he is putting it on Milwaukee to be like, hey, we talked about this before. Brook Lopez is older. Obviously he was almost defensive player of the year last year. And then Middleton, not healthy. He's been not healthy at all. John is correct here. John says to his knowledge, it's the first time he's departed from his Milwaukee for life responses, except right before the Supermax, which would make sense. I don't think he's leaving. However, I agree. Like he needs somebody else too. Like those guys are older, even if they are completely healthy this year and they would go on and go to the championship game or anything. Those guys are still older. Drew Holiday's the only one and he's not young either, I don't think, right?
Yeah, I would say what is Drew Holiday? Maybe 30-ish? Early 30s, maybe. I don't think he's much I feel like he's 29, but he's probably like 31, 32.
So they're a little off Giannis's age. They're all older than him,
Which is fair. And I think maybe that's the heart of it. What he's getting at
Yeah,
is, I want to make sure you guys are planning on building something long term.
and not just
And
this is it.
but also, is it not a little bit like, so here's a team that was a
Drew is
champion.
33. He's older than I
He
thought.
is 33. Okay. So this is a team that was a champion and then was the 1 seed last
Mhm.
year. And we all know the narrative, but I'll repeat it for those that are new. Injured Giannis, distracted coach
Yep.
for an incredibly reasonable reason because of a tragedy in the family. Um, I wasn't under the
Giannis is
impression.
28, so he's not
Yeah.
as young as I. God, he's been in the league. This will be his 9th season. Jesus, but he is also he's right in his prime. You know.
And I think, speaking to that, James, I think it's not necessarily their windows don't align with his as much as it maybe he looked around the locker room and isn't as hyped about their chances.
Yeah,
Not much has improved from the team that won the title 2 years ago, and that team without him,
I
with
would.
him hurt, they couldn't beat the 8 seed. So,
Yeah,
no knock against the
I
Heat. The
wouldn't
Heat
talk about
obviously got all the
improvement. It's the
way.
same exact team. You know, it's
Yeah,
the
what
exact same team.
Well, they
For that run.
added Ingles, right? That was their big
Yeah,
move from going into last year.
and he's gone. He's not there anymore.
So
You're talking like it's the same guys. It's Grayson Allen, him, his brother. They signed Malik Beasley this offseason. They got a little more shooting.
Connaughton's still there.
Connaughton's still there. He's 30. Their best young player is Marjan Beauchamp, and I'm not a huge fan. Jake Crowder's still there.
Yeah.
Dragic. AJ Green was
Dragic
was an
barely count at
interesting.
this point.
Yeah, Dragic. AJ Green was an interesting player at times last year. He's an undrafted rookie at UNI. Then you got Drew Holiday, Myers Leonard, Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez is on that team. Middleton's 32. Wow, Middleton's actually younger than Drew. Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis is actually the same age as Giannis. I would not have guessed that.
Portis.
There's just no young guys on that team that you're like, all right, these are the guys that can grow up and help them win this.
There's also if Middleton had been healthy, right? They had a part of that playoff run, the championship run. Part of it was like, okay, Middleton's like maybe not only not only Robin, but like maybe he's his own almost Batman. You know what I mean? Like he was stepping up, he was hitting clutch shots in the playoffs, and then he's been hurt
really
ever
good,
since
man.
then.
Yeah.
And so so maybe it is injury driven, but yeah, I feel like he's just looking around the locker room saying, I don't think we have enough firepower. Yeah, where's the other guy? Because Chris is maybe going to play 30 games this year. I hope that's not true, but that's what I have to bank on go at this point. And so who's that other bucket getter? I mean, it's not Grayson Allen. He's going to have his moments, and he's a nice little heel. He's a nice little Lance Stevenson to have to piss everybody else off.
He's a good little piece, but he's not going to push you over the hump or push you over the edge. Not if a Miami gets Lillard. The Celtics made some moves to shore up their problems or try to shore up what's going on. Like it's oh God, here we go.
Oh, get out of here, Nate. Giannis to the Pacers. I would want to love it, but obviously it would never happen.
What if we make a cross-sport trade and the Indianapolis Colts trade Jonathan Taylor to the who would he have to? So you have to trade to Milwaukee. He'd have to go to the Green Bay Packers. And the Milwaukee Bucks trade Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Indiana Pacers.
I would do it, but
cross sport trade there.
I would do it, but the Brewers have to add some players too, just to weaken their roster.
But there's no baseball team in Indiana. There's no pro baseball team.
Yeah, I know exactly. They're gonna go play. They're gonna go play in AAA. I'm gonna help take care of me and Nate's Cubs too.
For anybody that doesn't know, Nate is a big time Justin Fields fan, aka he is a Bear. The Bears. He is a
big
Chicago
fan. Yep, for his sins. But
which I do like DJ Moore there. I love DJ Moore.
I do love that we'll just have Giannis to the Pacers on the screen now, though. Like
it's part of lore.
I didn't even do it. Yeah,
you didn't do it. It's part of lore too. It's a thing.
Oh, that's right. Nate needs us to know he is a Vegas Golden Knights fan. So that while we're out here,
he's a champion.
While we're out here pitching, any of you hockey fans out there, look, we got Nate ready to go. I won't commit too many things for him, but we at least got a good guest for you. If you want to come on here, host Bite Size Ice, or I don't know, we'll come up with a better name for you. We haven't even thought about it, but yeah, Bite Size Golden Knights. Let's go. Nate's going to start our NHL network. Only kidding, Nate. I'm not putting that kind of pressure on you. But here, you know who maybe I hope was only kidding, James, when he said this?
Yes.
Let's go ahead. Richard Sherman is on Undisputed now. And no knock on him. I actually like what he does. But Undisputed has never been good at giving any sort of basketball take. Back when it was Shannon and Skip, it was basically just fighting about LeBron, and that was it. They'd only talk about the Lakers. They'd only talk about LeBron. Maybe they'd talk about the Suns or the Celtics occasionally, but this is 1 minute and 47 seconds, and in the sake of fair use, we will pause. We will talk.
We're not going to cut. We'll just play the whole thing. We're not going to. We're not over here just making this what we want.
You see what I did there? In Lakerland, you got to be a superstar. Like, if there's a top 20 player available at any point in time in the Lakers' history, they're going to be involved in it. There's so many jerseys.
This is what happens when Lakers Twitter makes its way to the big stage. Because let's be honest, Keyshawn Johnson, let it be known, is a Lakers fan, and he will out himself here when he does the whole we thing in a minute. But unfortunately, I actually this froze on its own. I didn't pause it, but hopefully we'll get it back here. There we go.
There's so much history, great big men. LeBron had to come. He talked about why he came, because of the star power in LA. Kobe Bean Bryant.
Kobe was traded to LA while he
was.
Power
so.
in LA.
Oh, I like it. John says, let's be Giannis. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So note to self, I will download. The idea of downloading this clip, it was a lot. I felt like that would have been more effort than they put into it. So maybe if you can find it,
let me see if I can
get it.
I'm going to pull up your account and see if we can do it from mine.
Yeah, James has the superior internet program, the internet plan here. So we will get the rest of that clip. But so as I guess I'll just cue it up a little bit more. You can kind of see where he's going here. Lakers always need a star. It's interesting how quickly things have faded. Anthony Davis at one point was that star. Poor guy gets hurt a lot. How quickly they forget, Ant-Man. Where would that 2020 title be if not for you? But now you're just
that is true.
Now you're just the next guy that they can trade for Giannis. Which, for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, this. My little headline, little subheader.
I saw you tweeted out the bull video. The guy in Nebraska that got arrested or got in trouble for driving his bull around in his car, and it is not a small animal.
No, and he's just, pardon my French, he's just shitting all over the car, and you're just like, that's getting inside it too. Yep. Oh man, guys. Listen, hey, I am more than just a sports account. You really should follow me at Kev Nevick. I can try to work a few laughs into your day, and we can talk sports too while we're at it. And
pull this up and see.
Justin said, "What happened with Willie Green?" My bad. Justin stepped away while he pulls this up. Bite Size agreed with me and you that John Salmons was a bucket, and let's go. So. Thank you, James, for getting this pulled up. Wow, I'm almost at 10,000 tweets. Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
All I need is a knife.
There's so many jerseys hanging up in the rafters. Yep. There's so much history. Great big men. LeBron had to come. He talked about why he came, because of the star power in LA. Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace. Star power in LA. If there's a great player, we're going to be involved. But you know what I think? Because he got 2 years. Yeah. You saying this, Giannis, nobody wants to come to Milwaukee as is. So now you're saying I may not even be here. How are you going to expect another superstar to come commit to a future with you?
They can't even. They're still working on it.
Milwaukee Bucks. Hey,
takes a minute.
Might be time to move.
Yeah, they go.
And what do the Lakers have that they can move? Anthony Davis just signed a contract. Their number
right. Yeah.
Just right.
For
And
Giannis,
it's the kind of
that's
thing Rob Pelinka would do.
straight up,
you can't
baby.
do it till December because he just signed an extension. But is that something that could happen? Giannis and LeBron James, there's potential there. I'm not saying it could happen. I haven't
there
heard
is.
anything. I don't know
potential,
anything.
like,
But I'm just saying, in Lakerland, that's the kind of stuff we expect. That's the magic dust. Because if they traded for Giannis, that'd be the kind of move that gets them ahead of what, potentially losing him for nothing later on. You get Anthony Davis, another great player in the National Basketball Association. LeBron gets to play with arguably, debatably the best player in basketball right now, again, and you get more star power in LA. I think it makes sense for
Whether he come now or later, we certainly will take him.
See? We certainly will take him. And John, yes, thank you. Wholly redundant skill sets, Batman. What are we getting at here with this? Are you going to pull up the bowl video while we're here? Yeah, there we go.
Let this play while we're
yeah, let that play in the background while we talk about this. That is the kind of nonsense, like I said in my tweet, this is the stuff that used to be reserved for #Lakers Twitter.
Yeah,
where everybody,
so dumb.
I've dealt with this personally for years. It's been, we'll give you Jordan Farmar in 2 seconds for Miles Turner. And it's like, why would you think we would want to give you our best player for nothing?
Give him up, like, stop.
And Anthony Davis is not nothing. Please don't
absolutely
misunderstand me.
Nothing,
but he, at some seasons, he plays about as many games as Giannis misses. And there's just no way. The Lakers do not have the draft capital. In order for Anthony Davis to go to Milwaukee in return for Giannis Antetokounmpo, the players that the Lakers were able to fleece other GMs for will have to go to Milwaukee as a part of that. What are you going to trade AD for Giannis straight up? Is anybody? The NBA 2K trade finder won't even let you do that, dude. There's no way. You'd have to turn forced trades on.
Sorry, I was trying to.
No, that was hilarious though, having that clip. But no, this is the same Lakers brain. Everybody's our farm system. Everyone can't wait to come here. No, you have nothing to offer the Bucks. Am I wrong here, James? Am I?
No, I think it's the dumbest thing. Like, Milwaukee is not making that trade. They're not going to trade their franchise player. They drafted, developed, won them a title for Anthony Davis. If I'm the Lakers and it's offered, I'm absolutely taking it, but it's not going to happen.
Right. That's the one thing he got right. If I'm Rob Pelinka, I do this. Well, yes, because somehow Rob Pelinka just has a file of every like he knows, every bad thing every GM has ever done. And he just sends them this manila envelope with photos in it, and they open it and they're like, fine, okay, I will trade you all of this for nothing. But he usually saves that for the trade deadline. He waits to blackmail people then. For those who don't know, that was a joke, okay? Yes. Do not sue me. It's a joke, all right? That's what we do here. We laugh. It's like a comedy sports vibe is what we're going for. So welcome. Nice to have you.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Did you see? Oh my God! Did you see Justin Herbert's comment?
Oh, this is what happened. Here is the man, the myth, the legend. Giannis coming to Sixers. Harden, Tobias, and Paul Reed.
I love Paul Reed getting some shine in this trade.
I'd love to see Bobby Portis next to old Joel.
Let's talk about the future potential of Paul Reed. That's what really sticks out to me in this trade. Although, look, before Paul's taking strays from me right now, he's actually a pretty solid big man. I like Paul Reed.
He's taking strays right now.
But, yeah, honestly, I think he's got more value to me right now than Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris is, man.
Paul Reed's seeing that tweet and going, Tobias Harris over me?
That's all Tobias Harris has got is the fact that they chose him over Jimmy.
Yeah, B-ball Paul is a savage. Yeah, dude. Hey, Paul Reed was a nice little waiver wire pickup for me in fantasy last year. I'm telling you, that guy can get some boards, dude. He can get some boards. So I think we're all in agreement. Chat, let us know before we move on or after we've moved on if you disagree with our take on that. But I'm not saying Giannis won't be traded somewhere. I'm saying if it's the Lakers, it would have to be a 3-team deal. And again, somebody somewhere is getting looked at for some kind of collusion at that point, because that third team is either going to end up with a bunch of scraps or a bunch of a bunch of veteran, rotation pieces that they're not going to be able to do much with.
Right before the half, Huskers were down the 1 yard line, got a false start, 8 seconds. They had to throw it. I'm going to read you their starting quarterback stat line, because I think this is going to sound a lot like a quarterback you're going to be cheering for all year, aka Anthony Richardson.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I'm going to sit up in my chair a little bit here.
And how come? Why do I right when I click on it disappear? Like, how's that work?
It's karma. That's right. That's what that is.
I know, it was going to be hilarious. He's 5 for 9, 39 yards, 2 interceptions, and he's got 81 yards carrying.
Ooh.
81 yards rushing. So I think that's very.
I like it.
Justin Herbert is Taylor or Adrian Martinez still the quarterback. There's a bunch of them. They've been our best quarterbacks the last 10 years. No, however, these stats look definitely like he knows who they are.
Reminds me of what is it? What was his name? Eric Crouch? Remember that guy? Remember that? You got to remember, right? No, what was the
Eric Crouch one?
Was it? Yeah, I was gonna say he won a Heisman, and then he played receiver for the Packers or something. Like, nobody would give him a shot.
Drafted for safety for the Rams, and played receiver, and then got a hip flexor in the first game he played, and that was it.
Talk about
it was a preseason game, yeah.
Born at the wrong time. I think about some of these great running quarterbacks that never got a
Tommy
shot.
Frazier, baby.
What they might have been able to do in this league. They probably could have at least been quality backups, because nowadays you find guys like that where it's okay.
They just couldn't be a good quarterback if you ran. They just never got chances. There's so many of them.
Yeah, it's like if you have a Lamar Jackson style quarterback or somebody like Daniel Jones that moved, all of a sudden you want that backup to be mobile. So all it took was a couple of them to break through, and then now it's all over the place. So thinking back to the NBA, and we talk about the history and how games have changed and all this. Something that was brought to us by our wonderful viewer, Justin Herbert, on what was that, on our Star Wars stream on Dweeb last night?
It was on the Star Wars stream last night.
Yeah. Shout out, go check that out. Double D Dweeb. Now we have someone who has legitimately copied us. So ours, it's _D, then a capital D. It's literally, they just did the capital D, then the lower score. Hey, come up with your own thing, man. But anyway, follow us over there. We talk Star Wars every Wednesday. That is powered by and brought to you by Bite Size Sports,
the brand.
And shout out to Lou and Kelsey and Lil Lucky. We can't wait to have them back. And then the Dweeb podcast will really be hammering, because we'll have 2 programs up and running simultaneously.
About to go wild on Wednesday nights.
Make sure you are subscribed. But our dear friend Justin he always comes in and keeps them sports topics coming, and I love it because it helps us come up with stuff like this. So, all time, who is the better player, James? Kevin Garnett or Dirk Nowitzki?
Freaky when you look at stats and stuff, how similar these guys. Dirk 1,522 games, KG 1,462, so they're within 100 of each other. PER for KG 22.7, Dirk is 22.4. Dirk won 1 MVP, KG won 2. KG is a 15-time All-Star. Dirk's a 14-time All-Star. KG 9-time All-NBA. Dirk 12-time All-NBA. Both on NBA's 75th anniversary team. Both won 1 title. It's wild.
It is tough, and I'm gonna go ahead. This my computer should be able to hold on to, so we'll go ahead and at least get their player profiles pulled up.
Jay Herbert asking where John is. He's right. This is his question.
Yeah, that's right. We got it. Yeah, that's right. He's got to be here for this. Well, I can promise that we'll bring him back for this. Yeah. I'm sure John will be willing to talk about this some other time. And so here is we'll get Garnett here. Now, when you look, it should switch on your end soon. Yep. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
Are we getting a guest appearance?
Oh.
Sure looks that way. It looks like one of our co-hosts from Han
We
shot
might
first is about
be.
to hop in here.
Oh my goodness.
Is it happening? Done.
Oh, there it
The
is.
suspense is killing
I
me.
think he's ready. I'm gonna bring him in.
He
I'm
is.
ready.
John, welcome, sir. It's a
John,
good no
Justin
time
Herbert's
like the present. This is the perfect time to
calling
bring
for
you
you.
in.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, it took me a minute to get on here, but I saw the banner pop up, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can jump on for a few minutes. TJ Hawkinson.
Hey, at least that's a
Finally
current
extended,
player.
by the way. Finally
Great
extended
extension.
him.
I guess, John, this was. Did you give us this question, or Justin Herbert give us this?
I gave you guys this statement at the end of the.
That's what it was. Oh, it was
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
It is.
So KG's better than Dirk, huh? We just showed the basketball reference profiles, and I will say when it comes to individual accolades, I do think Garnett's got a lot of he would be like a general, right? Like if he had to wear them all, if they were all pins, like his
like
shit would be weighing him down. Yeah. It was like a whole block. It made Dirk, who, as you mentioned, is a top 75. It made it look like, oh, that's all he's got. It's like, most players have nothing on that section, by the way. There's usually the best they have is multiple jersey colors if they're lucky.
This is loaded. These are loaded.
Yeah, and I've taken a little issue with some things I've seen. Justin, I feel like you're older than me. I feel like a lot of the people that say Dirk is better or Dirk clears, which I've seen like maybe like 60-40. Like a lot of people say Dirk. I think they just hold that 2011 finals run nearer and dearer. And I think that's that split between 08 and 2011. So anybody younger, much younger than me really, or who got into basketball a little later might be a little bit more familiar with that. But I don't know. There's like Dirk is the better offensive player by like a little bit.
Yeah, he averaged 3 points more per game.
Yeah.
Also, he shot it better. He was a much better three-point shooter.
KG was one of the highest percentage mid-range shooters. So KG brought a way shittier team all the way to the Western Conference Finals, and would have won it if his Jason Kidd that year, his old ass point guard, didn't do the hold my nuts celebration and re-aggravate his lower back and his hamstring. But also, there's two sides of the ball, and Kevin Garnett unequivocally clears Dirk as a defender.
Not even close.
Yeah,
Kevin
defensive player of the year in 08.
I almost said Durant.
He pretty well could have gotten that Finals MVP.
He was 07, like you said, 07, 08 Defensive Player of the Year, 12-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep, 9-time first team All Defense, if I'm not mistaken.
That's not on this, but I think you're right.
And their on-off metrics as well. If you get into some of the advanced stats, you can just see the value add on both offense and defense. And you got the overall. So it's just points per possession or points over 100 possessions. And on the offensive side, when Garnett is on the floor, his team in, we'll say 03-04, his best season was plus 13.2 when he was on the court. In Dirk's best season, his MVP campaign we'll compare MVP campaigns, I suppose. But in his 07 MVP campaign, he actually only added 12.5 points on the offensive side, while being generally a net negative on the defensive side of the ball, but hovering around non-factor, like it'd be plus or minus 1 for most of his career. And then you see with Garnett, he takes away, I think it was 5.8, teams score 5.8 less points per 100 possessions when he's off the court. So the net on-off differential is actually higher for Garnett as well. So I think the discrepancy in the value add on the defensive side is just way bigger. And, that might not be in today's game, that might not be quite as important, but when they played, I think he was a better, more well-rounded player. He led the league in rebounding 4 times. Yep. Dirk never did that. There's a lot of other things than shooting a one-legged jumper. And
hey, but Dirk didn't have to get traded to form a big 3. That's the one thing I'll give him. If you want to hold on to something, you can hold on to the doing it all at one place. I love this.
You can do that.
Calling you Harrison Smith is a great nickname. I like it.
I tend to lean the same way too. The more I look at it, because it's the defensive stuff. KG was a monster defensively from the day he was nasty.
Yeah, and Justin, I came in here with a lot of things I've harbored from some things I've just seen online. So
the world is he's got to get some people called out.
What's funny is I'm not actually gonna argue with you, because I was telling James before this, when KG got inducted to the Hall of Fame, I was the one who signed up to write the piece about it for Last Word on Sports. So shameless plug there, go check it out. But yeah, no, I've done some retrospectives on both their careers, and yeah, John has stated it all very, very well. So I'm not gonna harp on it.
21 seasons. They're both pretty effectual.
They're creepily similar across the board, except in one area. And that's defensively.
Yep. And I do like Dirk sticking around. But, again, it took him – it was his 13th season when he won his. It was KG's 13th season when he won his. So, he gutted it out in Minnesota for 12.
Yeah, he also might have stayed longer if he had Mark Cuban in Minnesota too. The Wolves also screwed themselves out of draft picks for several seasons for the Joe Smith tampering thing. People forget about that, dude.
I didn't know that.
First round pick for 3 seasons.
Yep.
And then all you could do to keep KG happy was re-sign his buddies. So Troy Hudson got a 6-year deal.
Yep.
And then, the best thing we had.
What's the Joe Smith deal? I don't know about that.
Yeah, so there was some sort of under the table dealings that they got exposed for to kind of coax Joe Smith to sign here. It was basically a wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing that they ended up getting ousted for, and for I think it was 3 consecutive seasons they forfeited their first round pick. And that might be
it was a backbreaker, dude. Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the specifics on it, because
I didn't know this. That was a little before.
They had an under the table agreement in place where Smith would sign 3 one-year deals for very little money, allowing the Timberwolves to acquire his bird rights, which would allow them to go over the salary cap to re-sign him. He would have been rewarded with a lucrative contract that would have paid him up to $86 million. This arrangement, of course, is highly illegal. So that comes to us. Thank you. Part from the USA Today. That is from Sean Hyken back in 2014, an article called "The Bizarre Saga of Joe Smith's Illegal Minnesota Timberwolves Contract." So yeah, that was the deal.
5 first-round draft picks. Whoa.
5, yeah. So it was 01 to 06.
This article's out of the ESPN archives.
Something like that.
Jesus.
All that for a man best known as average name, average game, Mr. Joe Smith.
And then the first one we got,
backbreaker.
We took Rashad McCants.
Yep.
And it was. I mean, that was an 05 draft. A couple other guys you could have went with, and then it went Randy Foye instead of Brandon Roy, and we're just. Did somebody mishear the GM?
I was about to say, did somebody mistype that or misread it somewhere? They're like, wait, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You said Foy? Oh,
yep.
Okay.
But I think it is close. But there's a large crowd that's just like, oh, Dirk clears, and it's like, all right, man, that's.
I think it's a stylistic thing, and it's also. I bet a lot of those Dirk clears folks are the same people that would agree that Karl Anthony Towns is the greatest shooting big man of all time.
He's undefeated in the FIBA World Cup right now.
It's right. It's recency bias, and it's a style preference. Like, oh yeah, Dirk has the fall away stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the offensive highlights, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they think of Garnett maybe in the same. Maybe he doesn't get as much credit as he should retroactively for that big three in Boston, because I'm going to be honest, Ray Allen and Paul Pierce don't win any championships in the East together. They just don't.
No.
Garnett was the big piece. Ray Allen even then was starting to decline, like there was all that beef because Rondo had really become the three, even though he couldn't score to save his life. He was such a great playmaker and defender. And that Ray Allen became the fourth, to eat when it came to that. So,
and KG was the one in charge of getting guys like Rondo and Kendrick Perkins and Big Baby Davis on board, and in the right spot on defense, locked in otherwise. So, like,
telling Carmelo Anthony his wife tastes like Cheerios, so he won't score 50.
Doing everything he could, telling Joakim Noah to – I don't even know. I can't even remember what he told him, but Joakim Noah was like, oh, I really look up to you, man, or something. And he was just like, shut the fuck up. Or like, just completely locked into competitive mode and just, brushed him off. But like, I mean, he did all those things too, kind of, that don't show up on the box score. So it's tough. Like to say, like, I can see even the Dirk argument if we're still splitting hairs. I'm with you guys. But if we're saying Dirk clears, then you just didn't watch. Or you don't take in basketball to the way where you're going to process anything on defense. You know what I mean? Like, or even those sneaky things on offense. Like KG was a better distributor out of the post as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
can't be forgotten. Like when it came to the mid range, Dirk had a fall away 1 foot jumper. Kevin Garnett in his prime had like Olajuwon-esque post moves. He had the up and under. Like he had a very nice mid range post up game. Yeah, better handle, was better in transition. Outside of the 3-point game, especially prime Minnesota Garnett would operate almost in that McGrady range, because that was the thing in the aughts. Everybody played the way that I love, that we all know is not efficient, where they took those really long twos. Garnett didn't have 3-point range.
Your favorite shot in the world.
He was shooting 1 foot inside. Yeah, no one wants to guard it. No, my favorite shot in the world is the elbow extended. I just want free throw shots. That's all I want. Nate says classic Big Ten game at half. Minnesota 3, Nebraska 0.
Defensive battle. Bet the under, folks.
Well, enjoy anything that's classic about the Big Ten while you can.
Justin Herbert's got to help. He's right
here. Try Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio over Steph Curry.
Try Johnny Flynn
at 5 and Rubio at 6.
I was going to say, wasn't it in the same draft?
Yeah, 6
back-to-back picks.
Draft 2 pass first.
Rubio was so hyped coming out of Europe, though.
I don't even hate you taking one of them, like, because hindsight's 2020. But you just grabbed a playmaker, grab the shooter then.
Yeah, because Rubio didn't come over right away, right?
No, it was 2 years.
Flynn was coming off a hell of a tournament run. Yeah, that. Oh man,
how about Chris Dunn, Justin Herbert?
Ooh, yeah.
It's
got some
we
good
can
ones.
we can we can enjoy each other's company.
Okay, you got me on
You can be
Latrell's
sad
career.
together.
You hit me with some bad ones too. You hit me with some bad ones I forgot about.
We'll always have
That-
Isaiah Ryder.
That's an iconic draft, the Johnny Flynn, Ricky Rubio. God.
Or Christian Laettner, like when you think you've got like this all-time like elite player,
Yeah,
and then he's an
he's-
all-star as a rookie, right? And then just
Yeah, just
Yep.
fell off the face of the earth.
Yep,
God
sounds
damn.
about right.
God damn.
Traded Stephon Marbury or Ray Allen for Stephon Marbury on draft night, which he was good for a little while, but kind of got the head case of the two.
Mm.
Yep.
You know, I don't think he would have had the alpha dog disputes with Ray Allen early on. So yeah, that's a good segment.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. They did have that Sixers team that was Charlotte Bobcats-esque, huh? I forgot about that. How long ago was that?
What, probably 2011? We weren't trying to tank. It just kept happening to us. So we'd get like low 20s.
losing.
Yeah.
Just kept losing.
Yeah, just dice roll after dice roll. You bring Alexi
say
Fed over and
This
have
one's good.
yeah.
That's a
Isaiah
deep cut,
Can.
man.
Is it a Murray State racer?
Yeah. How about a starting lineup of Nikola Pekovic, Robbie Hummel,
yeah.
Alexi Shved, JJ Barea, and Luke Ridnour.
Oh
That
my
is-
God.
It screams first
You'd
round.
have
That's it.
they'd have to be setting hella screens for JJ out there.
Yeah, man, it was not a good time. And then Kevin Love was like young still.
Fat
But that's
Love.
when Big Al was getting hurt. You had Nikola Pekovic just looking like the guy from Superman 2. The bad guy.
God.
Or maybe it's 3, but one of the Kryptonians he looked like.
Oh, that is great. Well, I love that. I think we've sold it on our end as far as the KG versus Dirk.
Yeah, spread the word. Anybody listening, don't take the bait.
It's not as hard line as what people you're saying now. That ain't true.
Yeah,
Like
like
if you
the
could pick
team
one,
on his back finals run is the kicker, and I think that's what puts it over the top. But
who has better nicknames is the real question. So
better
Kay, you got-
big ticket.
yeah,
pretty
best
good.
thing. Basketball Reference has got their nicknames, which is awesome.
That's my
Yeah,
password
yeah.
to most things. Is
Kevin Garnett, you got KG, the big ticket, the kid, and Dirk's got Dirty, tall baller from the G, the German race car, or German Jesus.
And I've never
German
heard
Jesus. What are
any
they-
of those
I neither.
before. So it's like, where
can
did they?
find
First
good
of all,
ones for
Dirty
anybody on there.
Dirk is that's one.
I always call him Dirkosaurus.
Dirty Dirk is hilarious.
Dirty Dirk.
I don't even know. I never called him anything.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it was
either.
just
That's
Dirk.
German
was
German
the
Jesus. I was
nickname.
like, what?
Yeah, German
Okay.
Jesus is funny.
That's got a ring to it.
Yeah. They better
That
be
is
careful making
something.
nicknames like that, though.
Oh yeah.
Of all the countries that probably shouldn't use that one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
sorry for my
please.
sorry for my dated
You are
joke,
correct.
guys.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Love a good
Fine.
70-year-old pun. That's
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of the world stage, guys, let me ask you this. I forget, and this probably speaks to it a little bit. I don't remember the player's name that said this, but someone at FIBA was quoted as saying they were tired of seeing NBA champions referred to as world champions on their screen. They do not believe that, as Queen would say, that they are the champions of the world. I was wondering what you guys think about this. Are the NBA champions world champions, or should they not be allowed to say that, and that is only resorted to FIBA or Olympic champions? Do you care? Was this just a guy trying to get some more face time while he's at FIBA?
Here's my 10 cents on it. Here's the question I'll ask you guys. Would the Denver Nuggets win the FIBA World Cup right now? The team that won the finals in the spring, would they win the World Cup if they played? That exact team with Bruce Brown.
Do they have to play the U.S.?
Yeah, they got to play the current U.S. team.
Nate says no. He says they're not the world champions. Well,
I don't think
that's a.
Or do they not have to play the U.S. because they're the champions?
Justin Herbert says the only world champion is Ric Flair, who I will add was a 16-time world champion. So yeah, he's right. Technically, he's right.
Yeah, it's really just it's a ton of American pomposity.
Husker score, Nate. It's not 0-3.
What is
We have a
it?
touchdown at first Big Ten
7-3.
touchdown.
Jeez.
Jeff Simmons decided to throw it to his own team instead of the other team, and we are up 7-3.
Oh, of course, it's a defensive touchdown. Right?
No.
Oh, no, he said throw it to his own team instead of the other
He
team.
threw a 34-yard touchdown.
Hey, there we
34-yard
go.
touchdown.
There we go.
But yeah,
Justin says they'd get smoked by the U.S. and Australia.
They would, and probably Canada. Probably
really good.
France kind of
France sucked this year.
Wet the bed.
They beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate.
Yeah,
you should. There's a lot of goodwill in Huskerland after last night, man. You should have known that.
But I could.
They're riding high, brother.
Yeah. I could see international players being sick of that though, because it's microcosmic of like just the American arrogance of like
we just
see with
do
tourism, like
those stupid Americans.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it, if you just want to talk grammatically, no, it's not. That's not.
Yeah,
what it
from
means,
that, it's from a specific grammatic. If you were going very specific, absolutely is not like.
Yeah, like you can say the best team in the best league, but the leagues don't play each other.
Yeah, you don't get the NBA playing top EuroLeague teams. There's no way to prove that.
Right. I mean, it probably is the best collection of talent.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's arguing there, but
the teams within it is it's a completely different thing. So, I think you got to keep going. You got to keep winning FIBA. You got to keep winning the Olympics, and then you can call yourselves collectively.
Yeah, what is the Olympics the barometer? Is that the one where if you win, you're the world champions? Is that what we're going to go with? Like, does this FIBA won't even count?
I feel like it counts for something. Like, you're still kind of like the reigning. I don't know. I guess there are some players like Jamal Murray's not playing for Canada.
Jamal Murray is one of the bigger names not playing. There's somebody else. Giannis is not playing.
Giannis is not playing.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
And whoa.
Oh, what's up, pup?
There's my dog. Yeah.
Going wild. The Huskers ran a halfback throwback. The ball hit the ground, bounced. Quarterback picked it up through 34 yards for a touchdown. The guy's just standing. Hold on. This is 100% an NBA show, and we have to show this because I'm sorry, it's Thursday night, and the team that breaks my heart more than any team outside of Tennessee is just had a ridiculous touchdown. Kev, I'm not going to explain what happened. I'm just going to let you see the caption, perfect execution, what a play call.
I love it.
And I'll just let you guys enjoy this touchdown pass because it's absolutely the most Nebraska thing ever.
Look, if you want more college football content, get at us. We just need one more host.
Throw it back to Sims.
Me and Nate will do some things. Oh, my God.
And he does finally delivers. It's
a Gus Johnson ball.
Alex Bullock.
Wow.
Wide open.
I would love.
Wow. The Huskers are so back, guys. That's
just
all
how you draw it up, man.
Wow. That's beautiful. That was something.
What a trick play.
Yeah, exactly. Just how you draw it up.
That is exactly how you draw it up. Holy shit.
That is something.
Funny.
That is the most Nebraska thing.
Oh, that one hurts. The big bust.
Troy Williams, dude, Justin is like a Rolodex of these. Hey, I tell you what, I look forward to seeing him on here on one of our programs. He's just gonna be like his burn. He'll just be like dropping obscure bench players. He'll be like, you could be a Sonics fan. He'll be like, yeah, whatever, Luke Ridnour or something.
Yeah,
just hit you with something. He'll be like, yeah, okay, Detlef Schrempf. I don't whatever you think. I love it. Yes. All right. So, he said it counts for country pride.
Yep.
For real about that, where people originate from. Yeah, to finish that, I guess the world. I feel like the world champion thing should just be saved for FIBA and the Olympics, but that's just a personal touch for me. I think it makes those things mean more anyway, right? Like, honestly, having FIBA and FIFA and all this stuff has already kind of watered down the importance of certain sports in the Olympics, because instead of every 4 years, it's basically every year that they play now. So I don't know. To me, leave the world champion stuff there. But yeah, it's definitely it's like the most American thing ever for us to be like, oh yeah, we're the best here. So yeah, it's the best in the world. Hi, hello.
Yep.
Yeah. What is that a question? So yeah, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
It's like, oh yeah, the World War II was sank until we got over there. It was us. We're world champs 1945. It was us.
Don't look at
And
what
the
Russia did on
Australians
that
the
European
Canadians,
front, though.
British. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's only about 8 countries involved in D-Day, but that's not how they'll teach it.
Yep, exactly.
That's not what I was taught.
Same sentiment.
Bro, it was like, hey, Russia, thanks for winning that war for us. Also, I don't trust you, bro.
Also, now we hate you.
I hate the shit out of you. We only teamed up. Anyways, now you also get history while you're here on Bite Size Sports, but you didn't expect to get that.
Whatever you need, we got it.
But you know what you should expect? Every summer, you should be expecting to see your Ben Simmons workout videos. His social media team goes hard. And we got okay. Justin's got a question specifically
interrupt you.
for you there. It's fine. We got plenty of time to talk about. Marion Barber. I like it. I like it. Look, this is an all-purpose bounce. All right, that's fine. Let's go. Let's just all do it. Well, since we're here, James, favorite Nebraska running back? Is it Amon Green?
He's got a lot. Yeah,
there's a lot. Amon Green's really good.
It's the only one I can think
of. I think the best one ever, and this is it's a tough one to say because it's what happened to him after his career ended. Lawrence Phillips was a dog.
Dude, Lawrence Phillips.
And a lot of there's some bad ways too.
I had so many of that guy's rookie cars, and I thought as a kid that I was sitting on a gold mine, dude. Yep. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, what? Oh my God.
And then
oh my God. Yeah.
couldn't keep it together, and there's a hell of a Lawrence Phillips Scott Frost story. I'll tell you guys after. I will not say it publicly.
That is fair. For me,
it's great.
I got some good ones to choose for. It's hard not to just say Jerome Bettis as a Notre Dame fan and be like, that's the best one. That was definitely one of the best ones for me growing up. What I'll say, the two that I enjoyed watching the most were Julius Jones and Darius Walker, who both ended up playing pro ball in Texas. Julius Jones was a backup for the Cowboys for a minute. I think started a couple seasons. That was when the Cowboys were really bad.
Him and Marion Barber were there.
Him and Marion Barber, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And Darius Walker played for the Texans. Didn't really get going, but he was an all-purpose back there. So yeah, good. Love that. Justin's is Marshall Faulk. That makes perfect sense. San Diego State. Also, my personal favorite. I literally named my ADP team last night. Shout out. Go check out that draft if you want. My team is called Marshall with 1 L Falk because that was my favorite player as a kid. I had a very tough time, like closet secretly rooting for the Rams because Marshall Faulk was over there because like that was my favorite player. I hated that the Colts didn't bring him back. Growing, and now here I am living it again. Number 28, right down to it. I'm just fucking. Time is a flat circle, guys. We're all just walking on a treadmill.
Yep. Same thing with Edge that they did with Marshall, pretty much.
Yep, exactly. And then Joseph Adai too. Like anytime they're just not going to pay a running back twice. They're just not going to do it. Yeah. And history doesn't necessarily disagree with them. I should point that out. As far as Super Bowl champions, and how did the Cowboys feel about paying Zeke all that money? So Ben Simmons, speaking of guys how they might feel about being paid all sorts of money, do you guys buy? I'm going to keep this short and very sweet. Do you guys buy into any of this hype that he's been working out, that his jump shot looks better? I will save my opinion for the end, otherwise I might taint yours. James, I feel like yours will be quick. Yeah.
No, and it's just one word. No. Listen, that man didn't even look like a shell of. He looks like a different human being. Like, no, Justin Herbert. I'm welcoming Ben with open arms. Good Lord, I have no belief
come back.
that he's ever. It's over. Like, he got the yips or something, and his whole career got ruined.
Yeah, he's yipped up. He's yipped up. I mean, he might get back to. He's hoping for a false arc.
Is he going to play?
You know where he needs to go, guys?
Don't you dare say Orlando.
Damn it.
Down there.
You did it.
He's not allowed. He's not allowed.
He's going to go where they fixed Markelle Fultz's Chuck Knobloch-esque jumper. You know, they fixed his yips. Go down to Orlando where literally no one cares about basketball. Like I think I know all three people that like basketball in that region. They're all content creators. They're great folks, but you know, there's not a lot of people because otherwise people would talk about them more because they always have a bunch of young talent. Yeah, it's been kind of disappointing, but no, nobody cares about basketball in Orlando. Unfortunately, it's the perfect place to go as long as he's not a Disney guy. Otherwise, he might be pretty distracted. But you know,
he seems like a Disney guy.
I was gonna say that too. I was like, Ben Simmons kind of feels like a Disney
ice
adult.
Cream at Disney, like he'd get
Disney adult.
Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna go on a Disney specific cruise. You know,
Yep.
You know, and listen, I'm saying if you want to be a Disney adult, just have kids, and then you can blend into us normal folks more easily. It's fine.
You can fake it. Yeah.
It's fine. We all got.
You can take your 6-month-old baby on a Disney cruise. That's
exactly. It's fine. Yeah, they're just That's why everyone's here for the infant. It's their first memory. Yeah.
Slap the ears on the kid, and
exactly. John, you're a parent. You can explain this to us.
Exactly.
Justin says he's a Disney dude for real. He's gonna get lost in one of those secret rooms. Like 5 nights at Treasure Island or whatever it's called. That's great. So I'm in agreement, though. I'm not buying it. I would have to actually see it on the court. What I was going to say is so often we see NBA guys. We've talked about it on this show. Brian Scalabrine just dusting up high school kids. Like the below average, the average G League guy can dust anyone at an open gym. So when I see Ben Simmons and like 2 other NBA players and then a bunch of other folks I don't recognize, that means nothing to me. Tyreek Evans put together similar highlight footage when he was reinstated to the league. I would know because we did a video about it right here on Bite Size Sports. Go check it out. And he looked like an all-star playing at an open gym. A lot of those guys will look like great players playing at the low pace of a gym.
That's me and you and
You see a guy who played like at like D3 at LA Fitness, and you're like, oh shit.
Right.
I have no shot.
Right. I'm a Toledo Rocket, part of I was a manager for the men's basketball team there. And you should have seen 2 of our players. It cracked me up because I thought I was cheating the system. I took basketball as an elective because I needed like a half credit or something to round it out. And I was like, haha, like I'm cheating this. Like, and then there were 2 players from the basketball team who had also done the same thing, took their elective. And you should have seen how ridiculous it was to watch 2 D1 MAC athletes.
Yeah, and that's mid-major level D1 basketball. Like, that's not even the same realm.
Our best players went to France and like in Israel and stuff like that to play, and they would embarrass anyone in an open gym. And that's not to mention, I mean, shit, the club, the people who paid to play club there probably, or you know what I mean? There are people out here that can look really great at a YMCA when no one's playing defense because they're tired and they're not in real game shape. And 5 minutes in, everybody's gassed. And so you're just pulling up mid-range jumpers. So I got nothing for the Ben Simmons thing. Press X to doubt, as I like to say, on the clout route. And, you know, we will. I've got 2 things left on the docket here.
We got this comment.
Oh, let's go. You know, I can actually confirm this, dude, because I played a lot of ball with Justin Herbert growing up.
Justin Herbert's comment, low key, I'm like Spud Webb minus the hops and add some street tacos in that body. Don't let it fool you.
Dude, Justin Herbert had he had a good game. Like, dude had a nice floater because he is a smaller guy on the court. He is a guard. But he plays with some attitude, man. Plays with heart. You could always tell, like if you met Justin first, first of all, I knew Justin was an Iverson fan because I met him on a basketball court. He was wearing Iversons, probably had an armband, and was most likely wearing a Sixers shirt, So I was like, I'm pretty sure this dude's an Iverson fan. But you would have been able to tell like 2 minutes in, just like back then, you would have been able to peg me as a Manu Ginobili fan because I used to love to drive the lane and close my eyes and just like throw something up there and, put a little spin on it and it'd go in. It's my favorite thing to do. But you could tell from the play style, dude played with heart. Always fun. And speaking of Justin, I've got 2 things left on the docket, guys. One's for him specifically. It's just a follow up on the James Harden drama. And then we've got FIBA on here. Now, personally, I have been a little tuned out from FIBA, but I know there's been a lot going on. You guys got anything about that you want to talk about, want to dive in before we send Justin home happy with some Harden hate?
I just know Cats 3-0 out there. They've got the lowest point differential of any team that's undefeated in it.
Greatest of all time.
At the beginning.
The lowest point differential. Game down there. That's rough.
I haven't paid a ton of attention. I know United States undefeated. I know Canada is playing really, really good. Canada's a team to watch.
I get to see
Palmer is at it out. So
all I need to see, which is just these Tyrese I am loving this, James, as you know, because it was before we didn't have a show when Tyrese Halliburton was traded to the Pacers. I don't think we had it yet, but I was so excited. We were talking about it's very rarely when one of your favorite young players in the league gets drafted. Like Tyrese was a guy that I was writing articles about saying like he's a dark horse for rookie of the year back when he was a rookie for Sacramento. I love that guy. So having him come to Indiana has been huge for me and for the whole world to be seeing what Pacers fans have known and what we've been like screaming like, dude, this guy is so good. He's going to be so good. Like he does these flashy things, but they're not at the expense of his team. Like he doesn't really make a lot of bad decisions. He doesn't make easy mistakes. Like, yeah, he's got some flair to it, but it makes the game exciting. He's fun to watch. And so I'm just loving seeing these Halliburton highlights fill my Twitter feed. Chris Paddock Vikings go 7-10. Ooh, yeah, but he's just a salty Padres fan. Don't let him.
Crazy.
Imagine being a Padres fan.
Don't let him hurt you too bad. But John, any thoughts
for the
on
USA? I feel like they kind of got lucky with their second round pool. It's Greece, Lithuania, and Montenegro.
I only know one player from all those teams.
Right, like you could have wound up with
Giannis.
Who's not playing? Yeah,
he didn't even make Greece's team.
No,
but he made the Bucks. No wonder that.
Yeah.
No wonder dude's out here. That's why dude is trying to very politely get his brother kicked off his own team. He's like, listen, I won't say it directly, but y'all are not taking it seriously.
That's
If you keep hiring my brother.
I'm catching a lot of stray bullets out there.
Ooh, you're not the only one.
I mean, we're all catching stray bullets right now.
6-11 might be impressive for this team.
I think that would be pretty good for them considering they are bad everywhere.
We are in the hunt for Marv Jr., all right?
I would hate that so much.
That'd be electric.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Canada and Spain are in the same pool.
That's tough.
Or group or whatever. Tough. Germany and Australia are in the same group.
That's tough.
It's kind of tough. Like we don't have another juggernaut. I mean, Lithuania. I'm sure. I think they have like 2 NBA players, 1 or 2.
One of them is one of the NBA players.
I'll say, but it's who else do they? They don't have Vooch there, right?
That's not. Is that where I keep thinking it's? I keep saying it, but I keep thinking that's where Luka.
That's where Luka is.
Is that right? Am I right on that?
He's
Slovenia.
Slovenia and
I'm thinking of
Serbia.
Yeah, I'm thinking the wrong guy. Is the Joker?
Lithuania is. I think it's like Vucevic and Valanciunas or something.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Valanciunas.
No, it's Valanciunas, but I don't know what else they got there.
Donatas Mateunas from back in the day is on that roster.
Oh, wow.
Ignas Brazdeikis on the Knicks for a while. Remember him? Magic for a while.
Okay.
And
got some
that is
guys.
it. That's it.
Yeah, so not. Nah. And I don't think it'll get too tight for them till, probably like the like the semis or the finals, depending on who they draw. But yeah, so keep an eye out on it. Once it's all said and done, I'm sure we will have an update. And the last thing we're going to talk about, we probably won't have a ton to say about it. That's new.
Mhm.
I just noticed that it was getting talked about again online, so I figured I'd bring this up. James Harden calls Daryl Morey a liar and a snake, I think. And now I don't think this has anything to. You guys remember what makes this weird for me is that James Harden was investigated for tampering last year because of the way his contract was structured, and not necessarily a Joe Smith type deal, but we were all, a lot of people, I mean, collectively, to the point where the league investigated it. Like, was there some sort of behind the, under the table, behind closed doors handshake deal between Daryl Morey and James Harden for his future? So we all assume that James Harden's calling him a liar and a snake because the reason that he gave, or the reason that's been given, which is, well, they said they'd re-sign me and quickly work on a trade, and now they're saying they're not trading me. But I wonder, how many lies is it that James Harden is alleging? When did this sort of miscommunication, this breakdown begin? Because when they brought James here, it was like he was a Daryl Morey guy, right? Like, not only they bring and a lot of other players, might I add, are Daryl Morey guys. Like, he's not the only former Rocket that the Sixers brought in. They've brought in plenty of guys that worked with him before. So I find it odd that James Harden all of a sudden is like, you're a snake, you're a liar. So what, I mean, obviously he's in a special circumstance compared to PJ Tucker and those kind of other guys, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, it was literally, when it was that Harden centric 5-out small ball offense, they called it Morey ball. That's the degree to which he was a Morey guy. And he follows him over there, and then so it must have been something, I can't imagine he would, slander him the way he has just to get out of there. It's got.
I think it has to be. I think he had to be promised a max deal, and he didn't get
broken
it.
promise.
That. Yeah.
Which goes back to that tampering thing they evaded, right? It's sort of like, what could it be that would make him burn a bridge? Like, because you're kind of getting at what I was kind of thinking is, this is a long-term relationship, right? Like, it is. Listen, I've had business relationships that didn't make me nearly as rich and or famous as James Harden, as Daryl Morey has made James Harden. And I did not say those things about my employer on the way out. Like, you have to have a real motive to do something like this, and to do it, I mean, they also say there's a thin line between love and hate. So maybe it's because of the decades of time together that maybe there are a bunch of little things that the air never got cleared on. And so now James thinks he's a liar and a snake. But I don't know. To me, it felt like it had to be something very big that would make him react this way. Otherwise, he's just an awful teammate, because then that means he really is literally, like, that's worse than pulling out the fat suit at that point. Like, I'm just going to say whatever it takes to get me out of here.
Yeah, you'd think, or you'd hope anyway, that it's something that would actually kind of justify, at least to an extent, the means he's using to get out of there. Like, it's, because otherwise, it's being a terrible teammate. It's being a terrible professional, just in general, really.
But does it surprise anybody? Think about it from that perspective. Like, he's done this everywhere. He forced his way out of Houston. He forced his way out of Brooklyn. He forced his way out of OKC.
It surprises me that
that Daryl Morey involved.
Yeah, it surprised me he says that about Daryl Morey. It's not surprising me that he's trying to force his way out. No, I think, that he's earned that from all of us, right? He's earned that. He's lost any sort of reasonable doubt or whatever. He's lost the benefit of the doubt is what I meant to say. which is why it's like it's hard to even trust him when he says these things about Daryl Morey, because it's like, where are the other players that feel so slighted?
And nobody else has ever said anything.
Yeah, the only person who's ever been mad at him was Adam Silver when he said we stand with Hong Kong.
Yep.
So, he's a good guy by most accounts. Oh, Herbert says he will never get a ring unless he goes the Garnett strategy. Who? Harden? How? Because he's already done that.
He's trying.
He's too aggressive.
Guy's got to go the anti. He needs to stay somewhere for a year.
Brooklyn Nets were the biggest three that had ever threed, and they played, count them, 16 games together.
I'd argue Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving is a bigger two than at those ages Paul Pierce and Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Who else? Even, Butler and Embiid is probably in that stratosphere. Or not Butler and Embiid.
Tobias Harris?
What's the other one I'm thinking of? Yeah, maybe
Maxey.
Not that. Who else am I thinking of? Well, maybe that's the only one. But yeah, that super team was even just crazier, but it's been the same thing over and over. Like it's like a meme at this point. It's like, oh, Harden wants out. Oh, it's been about 2 weeks. Harden wants out.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a definition. Like if I were in charge of Webster's dictionary, if dictionaries were still in print, and I had the job of, hey, every few pages we're gonna have a picture next to a word, I would put James Harden's goofy face right next to the word unserious, because that's just that's what he means to me at this point, where I'm just like, wow, just retire, man. Like, what part of this do you like? Because you don't play hard. We've seen the game, like when the controller dies meme, you know what I mean? Like when he gave up on that play at half court and then let the defense get it for an easy layup, like as if he thought it was going to roll out of bounds. I don't know what he thought. He pulled a Mitch McConnell. He froze in the middle of the court. And so it's just like, what part of this are you enjoying, James? Because it doesn't seem to be the basketball. You've got the money that you need. I'm not hearing anybody come to your defense as a teammate and say, hey, guys, listen, James is great. Not one person who has come out and been like, hey, you guys
loved him.
Really, I feel like more people have come out for Kyrie Irving than have come out for James Harden.
Yeah,
and Kyrie has a bigger, I guess, reputation as being the clubhouse killer. I think I was saying it back then. I was even back then giving James Harden the benefit of the doubt because, there was we weren't hearing this stuff then, and we were hearing and seeing what Kyrie was doing. But now, retroactively, it's like, dude, how many ulcers did James Harden give Kevin Durant? Maybe it wasn't all Kyrie he was mad about.
Here's one for you.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we got one. All right.
Because he didn't really quite know what he was saying, but he was getting a good vibe.
He said he was tricked into it.
Yeah.
He saw that. He's like, well, James passes to a lot of people. Maybe if I say he's a good teammate, he'll swing one. He'll swing around the corner to me every once in a while.
Oh.
Well, folks, I think that ought to do it for us. I mean, we're at an hour. We're closing in. By the time we sound off, we'll be at an hour 20. Yeah. So I think that is. Jay
Herbert asked what the Chargers' record is, and I will say
12-5, division champs by tiebreaker.
I'm going to the Titans home opener, and guess who it's against? Justin Herbert's Los Angeles Chargers. Not going to be good.
I'm very tempted to go like 7-10 just as a that's what you get for coming at me, man. But we'll go with a 12. What'd you say, 12-5? I'll go with 11-6. I think they're going to be right there for the division. I don't know if they're going to win it. I don't know what to make of the AFC West, to be honest with you. I don't really love the Chiefs roster, but you just automatically put them there, by habit. It's like, oh yeah, they got a bunch of sprinters at wide receiver, and I don't know how many of them can catch a football, but yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes, so they'll probably win. Denver, who knows what with them? And I keep hearing that Aiden O'Connell, it may look like Favre, but he throws like Favre, so hopefully he doesn't have the same off the field habits as Favre or Farva. and the Raiders should be all right.
Oh, baby.
It was written.
I think they're good. They're going to be really good. I'm not going to put a number down there. They're going to be stellar. Kellen Moore is their offensive coordinator. Is going to be
this is
real dumb of the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well, here we go, guys. It's time to tell them all where to find you. John, we'll start with you, brother. Where can they find you and when?
Yes, sir. So over on Minnesota Sports Talk on YouTube as well, part of Purple and Scold Media, talking Vikings. Should be Sunday night game recaps during the season. Thursday nights here and there, maybe a Wednesday night in the mix. A couple of shows on that network. And Tuesdays right here on Bite Size Sports, talking NFL on Necessary Roughness with my co-hosts. Combination of Nick, Zach, maybe a little Michael action. One of you guys, you never know. So, but that's about it.
Kev, you can catch us here every Thursday, 9 p.m. Justin Herbert, we have to meet up, get a picture at that game. I will for sure be there. And then catch us three actually every Wednesday night on the Dweeb channel, our sister station, the Nerds talking Star Wars and Ahsoka reactions right now. And you're going to see us all real soon because we're all getting our bite-sized shows out. I'll have a Titan show coming out. I have not filmed it yet. I need to get to that. I need to get the first one done here soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. You'll see that coming out soon too. Bite-sized Vikes, bite-sized Titans.
Yep. Oh yeah, and bite-sized Colts likewise. Hey, I got my thumbnails ready. I got my logo made. I'm ready to go, boys. I can't wait for that. So you can find me occasionally on Tuesdays hanging out with the fellas on Necessary Roughness. I'm usually not able to go though because I have the Clout Route podcast beforehand. So if you want to see me talk about grifters, scammers, and people who do dumb shit to try to get famous on the internet, we are live every Tuesday and Sunday evening around 6. Me and Danny hanging out, talking about all the kind of stuff, all the real important stories of the world. You can also find us Wednesday nights on Dweeb talking about Star Wars. And, of course, Thursday nights here, The Bounce, 9 p.m. Eastern. All of those shows on Bite Size Sports. Also, randomly, I've been live streaming my mock drafts because it's that time of year. I am not the professionals that Trev and Dan over at Another Damn Fantasy Podcast are Wednesday nights, or what Trevor can do for you on Best Ball Friday nights. But hey, if you're looking to get some rounds in and get them in quickly, I'm in a bunch of different types of leagues. So we'll be doing some Dynasty redraft stuff here in the next couple of days. I'm going to be doing some IDP redraft stuff because I'm actually in an IDP auction league, but I don't have 6 hours to do a live stream about that. So we'll be talking about IDP values while we go through a snake draft, and I can answer your questions about auction drafts. So listen, if you are into the obscure, the weird styles of fantasy football, come talk to me. I play guillotine leagues. I play IDP leagues. I play auction leagues. So we are here to help with those areas that don't have thousands and hundreds of thousands of videos already out about them. So come hang out with us, do some mock drafts, and be sure to check out Another Damn Fantasy Podcast where Trev and Dan can lead you better on your traditional stuff. So that's it for me, guys. And thank you, everyone. I love this. Hey, IDP or die. Let's go, baby. So, Justin, let me know. We'll go live. We'll talk IDP real soon. But again, thank you, everyone, so much. Shout out to Justin Herbert, especially in the chat. We look forward to having you on sometime, man. Be great. He says he's going to bring his talents to Bite Size. We look forward to it. And all the rest of you, the lurkers, as I call them, we love you too. Hey, go ahead and subscribe, though. I do have a thing I'm supposed to pull up here for times like this. We're doing pretty well. You know, we're not so bad compared to other channels, but a lot of our viewers are not subscribed. We'd love it if you could take a moment, give us that thumbs up, that subscribe. I'll let you know 30 minutes before we're live. And as you can tell, we are like Eddie Murphy's Not Girlfriend. We like to party all the time. That's a 40-year-old joke, and I'm out of here, guys. All right, sweet dreams. Good night. Thank you so much.